Late in the afternoon, a teenage boy sneaks into the back pew. He drops his backpack, unplugs his iPhone, and stuffs his basketball behind the kneeler. He is overwhelmed by living in that strange land between childhood and adulthood, trying to meet the expectations of his teacher to be a scholar, his coaches to be a champion, and his classmates to be cool. In the quiet darkness, he sits, makes the sign of the cross, and says, "Lord, it's me, Joe." In another part of the church, an exhausted businessman sinks into a seat. It has been a horrible day. He had to let 5 people go in his small agency. He had no choice. Business is drying up. He did everything he could to keep them on. He offered severance pay and extended the benefits, but he still feels like he is the worst person that ever lived. In the nightmare he is struggling through, he makes the sign of the cross and he prays, "Lord, it's me, Ed." And in front of the statue of Mary, the Mother of God, a woman sits fingering her rosary. The Hail Marys fall silently from her lips, but her thoughts are elsewhere. Another confrontation with her daughter, the illness of her mother, the growing distance between her and her husband. She drops her beads, makes the sign of the cross, and says, "Lord, it's me, Elaine." Like Nicodemus in the gospel today, we find ourselves coming to Jesus in the middle of our darkest nights, seeking hope and consolation, direction and comfort. "Lord, it's me." Jesus' meeting with Nicodemus is one of the most helpful and assuring episodes in the Gospels. In his questioning and confusion among his fears and doubts, Nicodemus is welcomed by Jesus with understanding and compassion. God so loves us that by his grace, he transforms our darkest nights into the morning of light and hope. By his wisdom, he transfigures our Good Friday despair into the Easter joy. By his compassion, he heals our broken hearts into hearts made whole once again. In conclusion, when we feel the burdens of life heavily on our shoulders, when we feel like we can go on no longer, when we feel like we have more on our plate than we can possibly handle, go into church or your prayer spot in your home and pray, "Lord, it's me." Amen.